So much. Okay, now you should be able to record, Ollie.
Tiffany, you're gonna run these team. Okay, it's recording. Yay!
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I'll start off a little bit, and then Taylor, you can just stop me, or if you want me to add in certain things, because I'll probably forget everything like I always do.
Okay.
So I got started, you guys, in March 2013. And when I first got started, I got started on a whim. It was just like a coworker that was like, hey, come to a wrap party. And I was that total skeptic. So when I got started, I didn't really know what I was doing. Then I went to a wrap party and I rapped, and all I wanted to know was there wine there? So I was a blue when I first got started, for sure. Tried to rap without drinking water, without anything, and it worked. So I got started the day after my upline got started. So she didn't really know how to help me. And so when I first got started, I was super blinded. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. It took me, I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but it took me 14 months to really get going in this business. And so you can look at Taylor as a triple diamond. You can look at me as a presidential diamond, you guys, but there's so much more to the backstory. There's so much more to the in-betweens of where we were and where we are now. And so it didn't happen overnight. I'll tell you that right now. So when we first got started, so a couple of my struggles were it took 14 months to get going. And I sat at Ruby for 14 months. But two things when I first got started is number one, I knew that all I had to do was sign loyal customers and sign distributors. And I really didn't have any interest in finding anything else out because I didn't know. I didn't know what I didn't know, right? But two of my uplines above me, they weren't any help either. And I didn't reach out. Like I said, I didn't really know my resources. But again, that was my fault because I wasn't plugged in. I just knew how to sign loyal and sign distributors. And I just thought I could do it on my own, right? So once I realized that there was so much more to this company, and it was only until I went to my first event. So really quick, who has not been to an event? Raise your hand if you haven't been to an event. Okay. If you have not been to an event, you guys, you have to go. I mean, it's seriously where the magic happens. And I've had so many people go to events that they tell me they're going to quit before they go, and then they leave and they're on fire. So get to an event because it changes everything, everything. You can ask every one of these diamond leaders, every one of them, I have dragged them to an event. Even Taylor, that was probably one of my funnest ones in June because she was like, I'm not going to that. I don't need to be there. I don't want to be there. And that was the biggest thing that changed was events. So once I got to that event, I was kind of like, oh, I think I can do this, right? And then you kind of the ball starts kind of rolling. You start getting the hang of it. You start getting plugged in. You start realizing that you have a back office and that we have to follow up and things like that. So I thought I started getting the hang of things. Well, as most of you guys know, is once you start getting the hang of this business, struggles start to happen. Road bumps start to happen. Things start to be thrown at you so you can't be successful, right? It's almost like the devil's attacking you because you're head on with him because you're doing great, and then boom, roadblock. Doing great, boom, roadblock, right? So I would probably say my first roadblock, let's see here. Okay, so once I got past that 14 months, I went emerald, and then back to back I went diamond, and then 5 months later I went double. And that year was a great year for me. That is a year where it was a lot of growth happened. I was excited. I was passionate. And, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate that my fire inside of me started to dwindle. I started to be like, okay, I'm not really fired up anymore. I'm not really excited anymore. I'm just kind of going day to day. And so the first life that happened to me, and it happened pretty early on, was spouse support. And I'm sure somebody on here can relate to this, but it wasn't along the lines of verbally anything, you guys. It was almost like the silent treatment, like that silent treatment from your best friend or that silent treatment from a friend. And you're like, hello, knock, knock, is anyone there? Right? So dealt with that for a really long time. There was never you're doing great. I'm proud of you. Congrats. Keep going, or nothing. There was just nothing. And so for me, for the longest time, I was like, why am I doing this? He doesn't care. I'm on a team Zoom and another Zoom or another team training or whatever. And for me, it just felt like I was like, gosh, I feel like I'm alone in this because both my uplines quit on me. And then having a spouse that was just like, wah, wah. I was like, okay, well, I don't know if I can do this, right? And so then one thing that I realized is that I had to have a why so strong that no matter what anybody said, no matter what anybody thought, that I was going to do this. And I can't even tell you guys how many times where I'm like, I'm ready to quit. I'm ready to throw in the towel. I can't do it anymore. And then I have to refocus and look at myself in the mirror and say, Allie, knock it off. It's just a bad moment. It's just a bad day. It's not a bad life. It's not a bad business. It's not a bad week. It's just a moment. That's it. Keep going. The other life and the other like struggle that I've had happen is mindset. I struggled so much from double diamond to triple diamond about, am I worthy? Am I good enough? Can I do this? Am I a good leader? Am I even a good mom, a good wife? You know, I'm working this business. Am I putting enough time towards them? And it was just a constant battle in my head, you guys. And something that my brain was so busy. My mind was so busy putting thoughts into it that weren't even there, that weren't even true. And I just kept thinking it, and it kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I fell so out of the loop in my mind that I stayed where I was for, again, 14 months. And so what I realized is that in this business, there's always going to be life. You're going to have a comparison trap. That was my next one, was comparing. Am I even good enough to be a triple diamond? This girl promoted faster than me. This girl's better than me. She is better at social media. Her pictures are better. She's on stage. Like, you guys, everything possible went in my brain. And it was just constantly filled with junk. And what I realized last year is when we went on the cruise, when it was just me and Taylor, when we went on the cruise, not this year, but last year, I realized, I sat down, I'm like, you know what? I'm human. Everybody is like me. When we talked to Denise and she was telling us her Black Diamond story, that's when I honestly reflected over my whole journey. And I'm like, why am I sitting over here saying poor me and pouting about life and struggles? Because everybody has them. It's normal. But it's about what you do when it comes your way, how you handle it. And you can get up over that road bump, or you can sit there and pout about it and let it affect your week, your month, and your year. So it's always going to happen. Life's always going to happen. I was telling Taylor, we had somebody that we know post something on Facebook like 2 nights ago, and it instantly just made me mad. You guys, instantly I was fired up. I was like, no. I'm like, really? People are still running their mouth? And then I thought I was going to post something, and I even sent Taylor what I was going to post. You guys, like, that's how fired up I was. And then I thought to myself, I was like, no, I'm better than that. I'm better than that, because life is always going to happen in this business. People are always going to talk. People are always going to have an opinion. Something is always going to be thrown your way. And it's up to you how you get through that. And you're going to get through that by personal development and staying close to your leaders, your uplines, and this team.
I know, it's so funny because like there's been so many times when we want to like lash back and like we see something that makes us mad or whatever, and it's just like it's not worth it. And I think it took me a little while to really understand that. And it was funny because I was in my eyelash appointment yesterday, and gosh, what was it? Maybe it wasn't. I don't even know. But I was in conversation with, with someone, and I like was thinking, and I was like talking about it, and I was like, it's not even worth it. Like when someone says something, like I just don't even care anymore. Like it gets me a little bit, but then I'm like, okay, like whatever. So, okay, before we actually get into what the main part was, a couple of things that you brought up that I wanted to just kind of ask you on is, so spouse support, because I know that is something that a lot of people don't have, or even if it's their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their, husband, wife, or whatever, or even family. I think it can go a little bit with family, but when it came to Tyson, because I know Tyson for a very long time, it was a struggle for him to really understand what you did and to really get it. So what do you think was the turning point? Because for everyone that doesn't know, he's not a distributor. He's probably someone that never will be, which is totally fine. But it did take him a while to support. So what do you think was like the turning point for him?
So he's a distributor, but.
Well,
I know, I'm just kidding. But it honestly, okay, so the biggest thing is some guys, you guys in this business, money is going to talk for them, right? Money is going to talk for them. So once you're making money, they're going to be like, oh, it works or whatever. That wasn't him at all. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're making 5 figures a month. Are you going to wake up yet? Like, come on now. And it wasn't. And so what I realized, I was like, I just stepped back and I had to be like, okay. And I just sat down, you guys, and I was like, what is it? how are you going to vocalize, how you feel, how you support? Like, I want to know. And it was, and this is when these words came out of his mouth, you guys, I almost dropped over dead. I was like, are you kidding me, Allie? 3 years? Why didn't you ask sooner? He just said, you know what? I just don't get exactly what you're doing. I don't understand when you go in your office on your computer and you say you have a Zoom, what are you doing? When you say you're meeting with someone one-on-one, what are you guys doing? And I thought about that and I'm like, I should be vocalizing more. I should be communicating more. I'm sitting here and talking to my team. I'm doing a Zoom and we're training on blitzing or this thing. He's like, oh, okay, duh, I get it. Or when I used to go out of town, he was like, well, what are you doing in an event? Why are you going? Why are you spending this money? And now he's like, go, see ya, see you later, and it's funny because I'm like, that simple of being able to understand. And he was like, well, he goes, when you go to team training, but then you're there for 3 hours, why are you there for so long? What are you doing? And this all happened, you guys, January of this year. January of this year is when we sat down and we just talked. And I just told him, I said, and even you guys, even Rap Cash, I was like, okay, let's go to dinner. This is $25. And none of that stuff registered. And so for me, I would say for you first, if the money's going to talk, then every time you sell a wrap, take him to dinner, or, put it in the savings account, or every time you sign up with a customer distributor, tell them. Do not tell them when you have a bad day. Do not tell them when people say no. Do not, because guys remember everything. Everything. And I learned that firsthand. Don't do it. Don't tell them, because even my husband remembers things from like 3 years ago. And I'm like, I have no idea who that person is. I don't remember anything. So every little, I was like, oh, I'm so frustrated. I didn't promote this month. And this person said no. And this person's not buying product now. It was bad. It was like I was just shooting myself the other way. And so what I realized is I had to tell them the positives. Like, oh my gosh, I just got off this corporate call and I'm super pumped up. And so it's so funny, you guys. Every Sunday night and Monday night, he's like, you're late. It's 6:31. You're not on the call. And I'm like, okay, sorry, I'm getting it. And it's just, they start to realize now why you do it. So if they don't know why you do it, sit them down. If they don't know what you're doing when you're working, sit them down. Because if I would have just communicated that a little bit sooner and realized that, he needs to be part of my top 10 just as my leaders do. And that's something that I started this year in January, is I put him on my top 10. So on my top 10 leaders, he's number 1. So before I message anybody else that day, I message him first. Hey, I hope you have a good day. I love you. Your lunch is in your truck, just something, thinking about you, have a good day, whatever it is. Before I go to any other person, I go to him. And I learned that from Denise. Because Brandon, you guys, they're black diamonds. They're number 3 moneymakers in this company. And she even said, even when she goes out of town, Brandon will still be like, God, Denise, you're going out of town again. Like, why this? Like, they still, have arguments about it. And I thought about, I'm like, really? You're making that kind of money? You're still arguing? But we're human, you guys, we're human. And so we just, we have to take care of ourselves to fill other people's cup. We have to take care of our spouse to fill their cup and our team's cup, right? So that was something that I learned, is put them on your top 10, take care of them, take care of your family, and don't ever put this business before your family, ever. Because I also made that mistake, and Taylor knows that. I worked this business, you guys, the first 2 years, almost 24 hours a day, all the time, 7 days a week. And ask me if that worked. Well, maybe, I got to double, but no, I was exhausted. I was burned out. I was tired. I was emotional. I put on 40 pounds that year. I did not take care of myself. And now I'm backtracking, trying to work it all off. And, and it's funny because this year I have worked less this year than any other year in the business, you guys, and I've been 10 times more successful. We've doubled our business this year than last year, and we've been happier, healthier, more successful. And it's interesting that the spousal support, I'm telling you, slow down, take care of them, and then just be intentional with your time when you are able to work, because it's going to make the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I completely agree with all of that. And then, so the other thing was mindset. So when you are having a bad day, what do you do to just kind of get your mind right? And then just kind of also, what do you do for personal development, or what do you do to have the right mindset?
Okay, so a couple of things. So say that I'm on my computer and I'm scrolling through Facebook and I see something and I'm instantly just pissed, right? Or I get a Facebook message or whatever, because usually I'm sitting on my computer when I'm working at home, or I'm looking at volume. I'm frustrated. I stop everything and I leave my office and I shut the door immediately. I remove myself from the situation that's frustrating me or making me mad. If it's I'm on my phone and I read something, see something, hear something, and I'm frustrated, I put my phone down. I turn my phone off. If I wake up in a bad mood for whatever reason and I'm mad at Nixon and I'm honoring, honestly, I will go lock myself in my room, take 3 deep breaths, and walk out. Remove yourself from whatever situation that you're in that's, making you fired up or tense or whatever that is. I always remove myself. And then I'll either I'll go work out or go for a walk or get up and do something, but do not sit where you are. That sounds crazy, but do not sit where you are and do not be in that situation that's making you mad. Go for a drive, go for a walk, go work out, call your upline. Do not post it on Facebook. Do not post it on Facebook. Do not sit there and not say anything. Get it out, vent it out. And I love that. Like when Taylor will vent it out, I know she feels better when she vents it out. Let them get it all out. Let your leaders, your team get it all out, but then tell them, okay, now what are you going to do? How are you going to turn this into a positive? How are you going to turn your day around? And then typically for me, I'll either turn on a song, turn on music. Like I said, go work out, do something that has nothing to do with what I was just doing. And then for personal development, you guys, to keep my mind right, is I typically, like every morning when I wake up, I was talking about this on my live video. I think it was yesterday or the day before, but the first, you can control how you wake up in the morning. You can control how you go to bed at night. But you can't control what happens throughout the day. It's life. Things just always come up. Things just always happen. You don't know who you're going to run into, talk to, associate with, that sort of thing. So you don't know what's going to happen during the day, but you can control how you wake up. And you can control how you go to bed. So with personal development, I always wake up and get your mind right immediately. So whether that's 30 minutes of your book. Keep your book by your nightstand so you can just pick it up. Whether that's audio books, whether that's YouTube videos, whether that's a song, whether that's training from other leaders. Find something positive. And so I don't even open my Facebook. I don't open my text messages. I don't open my Instagram, my phone, nothing. I don't talk to a single person unless my mind's right every morning, because you never know how you're going to affect somebody else. And I know for a fact that I have so many times been like, why did I just say that? Why did I do that? And even if I didn't mean to, you guys, so immediately get your mind right, whether that's silence. That's another thing for me with personal development, is just having pure silence every morning. No phone, no TV, nothing. Lay there and just take a couple breaths, because when you I don't know what is that, like the meditation, but if you guys have not read The Miracle Morning, that'll change your life. That book will change your life. And it's really helped me to just slow down and take care of me, because if my cup's not filled, how am I supposed to fill my team's cup, right? And then when I go to bed at night, I either, again, 20 to 30 minutes of reading or watching, listening, learning something. Because the last hour that you go to bed, you guys, at night, is number one, how you're going to sleep, and then number two, how you're going to wake up in the morning. So having your mind right, whatever way you do it, it's personal development. So personalize it to you.
I love The Miracle Morning. If you guys have not gotten that or read it yet, I highly recommend that book. It's not a very big book at all. It's pretty small. But that is the one book that changed everything for me for waking up in the morning. I would sleep in, and I not that I hated mornings, but I just didn't really care. And so I would sleep in, start my day whenever, not really have a schedule or anything. And then after I read that book, I started setting an alarm and waking up early every single morning, waking up before Jade woke up so I could come out into my living room, have my coffee, read, and then have my quiet time. And then when she would get up, then that's when I would start my day, make breakfast, we'd go to the gym, and so on. So I highly recommend. I'm actually going to read that book again after I'm done with The Compound Effect, but that book is absolutely amazing. Okay, so I wanted to go into now about just kind of like your schedule, what you do when I know that we all have like kind of the same verbiage, so maybe not really what you do when it comes to messaging people, unless you have any tips, but just kind of what it looks like outside of messaging, because I feel like a lot of the time people just get wrapped up in messaging, and that's how they think that that's the only thing to this business. And I know a lot of you guys on here, you want to be a diamond. And so if you want to be a diamond, you need to start acting like a diamond. And so there are other things to this business besides messaging people. And so, Allie, if you can kind of go into what your day looks like outside of messaging, how like things that maybe you do to like help your team, just like leadership stuff, and then anything else that you can think of.
Okay. So I'm going to start. I have like a couple different parts I'm going to talk about. So one thing, I have a list of just things I do every day and incorporate it. And you guys, I'm organized, but I'm also like, this is what I need to do for the day, and then I'll do it whenever I have time to do it. So I'll just fit it in during the day. So there's no like right or wrong way to do this business. There's not. And that's what I love about It Works, is that you can customize it to you. So really quick, I want to talk to you because I know some of you are brand new, and I know some of you guys have people under you. So I want to talk to you a little bit about getting organized really quick. Because this is going to make all the difference in the world. And I can't tell you enough that if you're not organized and you don't know what you want, where you're going, what you're doing every day, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. That's one thing that you can't fly by the seat of your pants. You have to write things down. You have to know what the next day is, and writing things down, even Zooms. So who wrote this Zoom, on their Saturday at 10 a.m.? Well, every single one of you guys did, because that's why you're on it, right? Everyone else that's not on here, they didn't plan for it. They didn't prepare for it, and they're not on it. Get up 10 minutes earlier and make breakfast so you can be on it. Like, it's just the little things, and it's your day-to-day stuff, you guys, that is going to get you where you want to be in this business. So number one, if you do not have a calendar, you need to buy a calendar. I go to the dollar store, they're at the dollar store, or print one off from online, but I have this one, and I got it at Home Goods, you guys. It's for 2017, and I'm so excited because it's brand new, but I've already got you can kind of see like what it looks like. It has like a big thing, so I can do little things right there, and then it also has like day to day. So I always have a calendar. That's the one thing that I always have had in this business. So you can write down your day-to-day stuff, your day-to-day Zooms, our calls, our wrap parties online that we have, any BOGOs going on, whatever. And then you can also track customers in here. Like, okay, follow up with Leslie on Friday at 9 a.m., one-on-one with Leanne, Wednesday at 8 a.m., meet Taylor for what, that way you can see it visually. You can use your phone, but there is something about writing things down, you guys, that is just clarifying in your mind. It's helpful. It's it's so much more than just trying to store it all up top. So number one is a planner. Number two is so this is all I have for my business, you guys. And a lot of people always ask me, like, what do you have? What do you carry around? And yeah, I have an office with a whole bunch of stuff I probably don't need, but this is all I have, you guys. This is it. This is all I have as a presidential. I have nothing else. This is it. And it all comes with me every single day in this little bag. Okay? It's nothing that's like extravagant or totes or whatever. Like, this is all. It's my calendar. And then I have my notebook. I have my notebook that looks just like this. I have my goal right on the front, ambassador. And then as you open it up, I have, it's really messy, so I'm really not going to show you all of it, but I'll show you a little bit so you can see. So on the front, I have like my catalogs on the front. So anytime I'm out or talking to people, or if somebody wants one, I can hand it over. I also have Blitz cards as well. So being prepared is super crucial with your day-to-day. You've got to be prepared everywhere you go, because you never know what opportunity you're going to run into. And then I typically always have, like, if you guys have seen it, the time management calendar in our team page, and it looks just like this. And I'll post all this so you guys can see it too. But on one side, I have like my upcoming rubies. My middle, I have like all my leaders. The right side, I have my top 10. And then I have potentials on there. And then behind that, I have my steps to success. And then behind that, I have my rubies, emeralds, diamonds, doubles. I just keep everybody connected in one. And then in the back, I have my potential binder. Okay. So one of the biggest, okay, you need to listen to daddy. Okay. I'll be right out. You're hungry again? My goodness. Okay. Go with daddy. You've eaten breakfast like 4 times. Okay. Daddy wants to show you something. Hurry. Go. Ready. Go. So easy and seriously, like our whole kitchen, you guys. Can you shut my door, babe? Okay. Or not. And then the other thing, so number 1 was calendar. Number 2, time management calendar. And then your steps to success, your leads list, and then your charts. So having those things, you guys, handy at all times is going to help you be prepared and stay organized. Those of you that are new, you're kind of thinking like, well, time management calendar, what is that? It's in the documents tab, or not documents tab, the files tab of the team page. But it'll help you. It'll help you stay organized. It'll help you write down your up and coming rubies, your leaders. Hold on, guys. Your leads list, who are you following up with? Do you know who you're following up with? Your charts, even if you have one person under you guys, you need to have their chart. You need to, because you start out as a leader. It doesn't matter if you have 25 people under you or one, you're a leader right away. So having that mindset that, okay, it's not about me anymore. It's about helping others look good, feel good, and get healthy, right? So getting organized, that's the first step. The second step is it's what you do day to day. So, and that consists of posting, following up, blitzing, whether that's on Facebook or in person, networking, praying over your business, time management, plugging in, and just evaluating what you're doing every day. So when we were talking about, Taylor was saying, a lot of people, you guys think all this business is messaging and posting. Messaging and posting. And I'll tell you right now, if that's what we did, I would not be doing this business, because number one, I would get bored. And the fact to think of doing messaging and posting for the next 50 years makes me want to rip my eyeballs out. Okay. So realize that there's so much more to this business, and that it's up to you to get your hands on that. Okay. We have so many fun things that we do to help fill your cup outside of the blitzing, or outside the messaging and outside the posting. Don't get me wrong. We need to do that. We need to be doing the income producing activities, but go out and network. This business is about networking with people. It's about meeting new people. So I'll kind of tell you like my day to day and how I network and how I meet people. So I always get up in the morning and I have my me time, and whether that's reading my book, listening to something, and doing that sort of thing. Then I get up, and then I am I have to have a clean atmosphere as soon as I wake up before Nixon does, or I'm just like, my brain is scattered. So I clean everything up from the night before, and I just take a minute and I sit down. Usually I'm drinking my greens or having breakfast, whatever that is. Then before I do anything, I don't touch my phone yet. I don't talk to anybody yet. I get Nixon up. I get him up. Well, I don't get him up. He wakes up, and then we make breakfast. And then until I get him situated and going, then I start working, because I have learned to be present. That's something that I really, really strive to be this year, was being present. And I wasn't the year before. So when he's eating breakfast, I'm sitting there eating breakfast with him. When he wakes up and he's, hi, mommy. And it's not, I'm looking at my phone and hi, Nixon, good morning. It's always looking at him and being present with him. Then it was making breakfast and talking to him. This is what we're doing for the day, buddy. And talking to him. We're going to go to preschool, and okay, mommy. And, getting everything's ready. And then once we start our day, it's crazy. It's craziness, you guys, every day. And some days don't go as planned, and some days I don't get anything done, right? It's just life. But every morning I write a 6 list. What am I doing today? So whether that's the gym, one-on-one at 8 a.m., meeting, get air, laundry, team training, whatever it may be, just putting your life and then business on there. And I typically like to say, put 2 to 3 business things on your 6 list, and then life on the others. And then try to get your income producing activity check, or in the morning. So you do it. So then the rest of the day, if life happens and you don't get around to the rest of your list, at least you income produce your business, right? So typically after we get up, we have breakfast, and then like Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays are always kind of up in the air, because Tuesdays and Thursdays Nixon has preschool. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I usually will come into my office once Nixon's going and moving. I'll come to my office, kind of check reports. I will check team page, check my phone, this and that. And then I always start off with my top 10, always. I always check up on them. Hey, how's it going? How are you doing? Not, hey, what's your chart look like? What's your next promotion look like? Where are you at in volume? No, I don't. Ever. I always start off the day with, hey, how's it going? How are you today? What are you up to? Because you have to somewhat form that genuine, how's it going? How are you? What's your day look like? Because these people chose to sign with you, you guys. They chose to sign with you for a reason. And then after, they're good, things are going great. We just took down our Christmas tree. But I'm like, awesome. How was your Christmas? It was really good. I'm like, great. What are you doing for your business today? What are you doing for your business today? How close are you to reaching your goal? Hey, Kendra, did you know that you're not commission qualified yet? It's the 31st of the month. Oh, shoot, I didn't. Do you want me to help you get your order in? No, I think I got it. Great. Do you have any New Year's plans? And I'm not saying to sit here and have an hour-long conversation with everybody, because I don't. But the voice messenger is a beautiful thing, you guys, and it's easy. It is easy. Take 2 seconds out of your day to send a message to your team and to connect with them. Send a message to your upline. Send a message to Taylor. Taylor, good morning. This is what I'm up to today. I promise you, when you go triple diamond, you'll like, thank you, God. I listened to Taylor when she told me to plug into my upline. I promise you. It'll make their life a lot easier. And guess what? It's going to make your life easier when you get where she is. And then you're going to enjoy this business because you're not feeling like you're constantly like, hey, Leslie, how's it going? Hey, Leslie, how's it going? Hey, Leslie. And then you're returning the, hey, Nicole, how's it going? How are you today? Form that, build that, train them early on so they catch on to those good habits, right? And then after I connect with my top 10, I'm looking at, okay, should I do my leads this morning? Should I do my leads at night? What do I need to do right now? And most of the time we either have errands to run or I take Nixon somewhere. So for the whole networking part, I have a 3-year-old. I can't go sit at Starbucks like I did last Thursday, and he picked up my Venti coffee and threw it across Starbucks. And it went all over 3 guys. Okay? Can't happen anymore. I was so humiliated. I picked up the freaking coffee and I walked out. It was so embarrassing. So a good atmosphere for me is like Get Air, Bouncing Bumblebees, or a house. That's just 3-year-old. They're crazy. So I'll go to Get Air. How many other people are at Get Air? Usually people with kids during the morning, right? Or I'll go to Chuck E. Cheese or Burger King or the park. The park, we are there almost every day in the summer in the mornings. Go somewhere where you can network. There's no excuse that you can't network during the day when you have a child. And you don't have to do this every day. Pick 2 days a week that you go out and network, or 2 days a week that if you don't, like for me, I don't have Nixon Tuesdays and Thursdays. So from 9 to 11 when he's at preschool. So I typically would go to the coffee shop. There's other people there. Network with them. Talk to them. Hey, how's it going? How's your day? Great. I'm doing good. I'm just out working my business. Add the little things in all the time. And then when we get home, we should have lunch and nap time. And nap time is either a follow-up time for me or charting time or catching up on things. But you got to get that follow-up in every day, you guys. But that's not what it's all about. It's not. It is not what it's all about. It's about expanding your network, networking with people, learning the business, your personal development. Yes, Amanda, it's so funny because even that Nixon throwing that coffee, and I was so humiliated. I probably looked like a bright red, like apple. I just stood there and I was like, I'm so sorry. He's 3 years old and I'll spank his ass when I get home. And I'm like, let me pick up the coffee really quick. I was out working my business. You can have one of my cards. You can call me later. I'll buy your coffee. I'm so sorry. And I walked out. That was it. These guys were like 50 and they looked at me like, this girl needs some freaking help. Like this kid. And it was so embarrassing. The whole coffee place is looking at me. And I just got up and left. And I was on a one-on-one and the girl gets my card. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, let's reschedule for later today when my husband gets home. Okay. It happens. How many times you're in the grocery store and your kid's screaming for that candy bar and the play toy or whatever. And they're like, oh, looks like you're having a bad day. I'm like, yeah, I am, but at least I'm not working my business. They're like, what? Like, throw it in there. Talk to people. And just utilize your kids or utilize your situation. I don't care if you're having a bad day, open up your mouth. Open up your mouth. Because if your mouth is open, then your business is open. So wherever you are, if you work 9 to 5, you probably get gas. You probably get groceries. You're probably going out to lunch. You're probably shopping. Wherever you are out in public, utilize that advantage to work your business. Okay? And then when I get home at night, I am home when Tyson gets home most of the time. And so I'm home and my phone is down. And hey, how's your day? How are you? How'd it go? Focus on him when he gets home. We have dinner, get Nixon situated. Our nights are so crazy right now. Tyson's playing and coaching basketball, gone 4 nights a week right now. And then I have team training on Tuesday nights. And then he has tournaments every weekend. And then I'm going to start traveling again coming up. And it's just crazy right now with us. But we have dinner. And we have dinner. That's about our time, right? So my phone is down, focused on him, get Nixon situated, and then I come back to my computer about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Most of the time it's like 9 to 9:30 though. Putting Nixon in bed, we're watching a movie with our family, whatever. And so I try to I fit in bits and pieces of this business throughout the day, but my solid time of me time in the morning and team time at night, usually of, doing some more follow-up at night and charting and making sure that I know my plan for the next day. And then I evaluate my day. You guys, at night, I always evaluate my day. So I take a look at my 6 list in the morning and what did I get done? What did I not get done? What do I need to do the next day? So if you're sitting here and you're like, oh my God, all I do is post and message. That's it. I'm so bored. You got to change things up. Get out from behind your computer. Why don't you go host a wrap party at your house? And a wrap party can be one person or two people. It doesn't have to be 25 people. You don't have to have all these samples. You don't. You have to have your phone, which has all the products. If you don't have product catalogs, just come over and talk to them. Just hang out, network together, talk to each other. You can go out and go blitzing. Get out from behind your computer and just have fun with this business, because get creative. And there's so many ways that you can do that. Being plugged in. And so taking every advantage to plug in. If you're not plugged in right now, I swear to you, are missing out on so much, whether that's a team Zoom, a team training, events. This right now is filling your cup, because guess what? It's the last day of 2016, and how you finish 2016 is how you're going to start 2017. And you guys are finishing it on a good note, right? You're making your mind right. You're plugged in. You're learning. And then praying over your business. Okay, so we were talking about this the other day. I was telling with the leaders that I want to challenge you guys, because I told you every single one of you guys are leaders. I don't care if you have one person under you or 25 people. You look at your charts and you look at, your potentials, and I want you to pray about those people. I want you to really, really sit down and be like, okay, I'm going towards Ruby, and I need 3 people on my top line, 2 under that person. Okay, who would really be good at this? Not messaging people as, I want you on my team, but who would be good at it? Who would be good at this business? Who do you want by your side in this business for a lifetime? Who do you want to go to the top of this business? Do you really want that person that is a pain in the ass and constantly complaining and have excuses? Do you want to do this business with them for the next 50 years? No, I don't. I let an entire Ruby leg go this month. An entire Ruby leg. That's 5 people. I messaged all of them and I said, see you later. Every single one of them. And they're like, what? And I go, guess what? I'm over the excuses. I'm over you trying to tell me that you can't plug in for 20 minutes, and every meeting I meet with you, you reschedule. I said, until you take this business seriously, goodbye. And they were like, oh my God. And I was, you don't want that. You don't want that baggage. You don't want that. This business is not fun, you guys, when you're constantly polling people and moving backwards. So again, evaluate your day. Evaluate your leaders. Should your top 10 leaders be there? Are you working with the right people? Do you have the people on your team that you want for a lifetime? If not, go find the people that you do. If you see Symphony on Facebook and you're like, oh my God, she's so driven. She's motivated. She's always excited. I want her. Tell her that. Tell her that. Say, Symphony, this is random, but I can't stop looking at your Facebook and your news feed, and you inspire me. I need people like that in this business with me and on this journey with me. Talk to people like that. Tell them what you think. Give them a compliment. Appreciate them. I promise you, this business is so much more fun when you do it with your friends. And then when you go to events, it's way more fun. Like a whole lot of fun. When you get to go on cruises together and you get to travel together, and then you get to go to this place called Florida and conference in like a month, I promise you, it'll rock the world in your life. So get a game plan every day. You wake up, you write your 6 list. What are you doing? Number 2, you fill your cup with personal development. Number 3 is life, right? Life starts happening throughout the day. So when life starts happening, how can I incorporate my business? Through my groceries or my grocery shopping, through my errands, through my dropping my kids off at school, through appointments. Hey, guess what? Appointments are the best place to blitz. Everyone's sick. Everyone doesn't feel good. Everyone wants to feel good. Leaving a blitz card, leaving a product pamphlet, okay? And then, as you're going throughout the day, once you start slowing down and get at night, okay, what can I finish off my 6 list, okay? But have fun with this business. The other thing that if you don't have written or you don't have printed off before the new year is your dream board. Okay, what are your top 3 goals and dreams for 2017? You need to have that clear vision of what you want, because number 1, this business will be a lot funner if you know what you want. Number 2, you can start working towards that, right? You can start working towards that. You can start having a plan of action. And then when you see things visually, they're going to start to come to life. And then guess what? You're going to want to blitz that person in the gas station. You're going to want to talk to that person at the mall. And even when your kid's driving you crazy, like right now, hi, son. Hi. It's still going to be fun, okay? It's still going to be fun. You're going to be able to do this for the next 50 years. And it's not just, hi, buddy. And it's not just the posting and messaging, okay? Because it's just blah, right? So get out and network with people. Get out, blitz people. Get out, have a rap party. Stay plugged in the team page. Praying over your business. Do I really want these people in here? No. Go find the people that you want. And then you guys, there's an income producing activity checklist in the team page, and you can pull little things from that to help you work the business every day, but customize your day. What do you want your ideal day to look like, right? So customize that. And then put in these little organization tools, your planner, your steps to success, your leads, your charts, right? Get organized today, that you have a clear vision of what you want going into 2017, and it'll help you reach your goals that much easier. Hi.
One thing I wanted to say too is I was just talking to Megan about this, I think it was yesterday, and if Facebook messaging people is boring you and you don't want to get out into the public, even though you should, get on the phone with people and schedule those, those one-on-one calls or those three-way calls, because I know that I'm still so nervous to go out into the public. No matter, once I get going, then I'm good, but I still get so nervous to blitz people and to talk to people. But I know that the second I get on that phone conversation, and after we get past hello and how your day is going, I'm like, okay, this is going just fine. I'm okay. And that phone call is so much fun for me. So even if you're someone who is a homebody, you don't really want to get out into the public, outside of, any errands that you have to run or whatever, then get on the phone with people, because I promise you that will bring so much more fun into your business besides just sitting there and messaging people, because that does get so boring and that will burn you out so fast. I know that there's been so many times when myself and Allie and a couple of other girls that I personally know of, we get bored, and it's because we're not changing things up. We're not, going away from just messaging people, and that's super boring. Thanks, Allie, for sharing that. Leslie said, so many great tips needed that I really needed. Now that I'm not working, I have to get out more, and this is helpful. I'm really glad that this is really helpful for you and everyone else. Does anyone have any questions for Allie, or anything any aha moments?
I was going to share something really quick, Taylor, before that came to my mind as you were talking about messaging. I didn't really share a whole lot about messaging, but really a couple tips about messaging really quick, you guys, is that if you're stuck and you're like, who do I message now? I message all my potentials. Go through your Facebook, go through your yearbook, go through your yearbook, go through your phone, and give Mama 10 minutes. Okay. And see if you've added all those people on Facebook. God, stop. Through Facebook, your phone, your yearbook, always be adding new to your network. So my goal is to always add 10 new people a day on Facebook, or, making sure I get people's numbers when I'm out and about, or adding people on Facebook so I can constantly grow my network. And so when I'm adding new people every day, adding 10 new people a day, okay? Then, like Taylor was saying with messaging, I always get them on the phone or voice message them to seal the deal. So if I message Taylor and I'm like, hey, Taylor, I'm looking to expand my portfolio and you have beautiful hair. Would you mind helping me? And she's like, yeah, of course. I would say, great. This is all I need from you. I can give you a call really quick and we can get this set up. Or you can do it yourself. What do you think? And if they're like, actually, can you call me? Great. And I give them a call. So, and I promise you, when you're feeling down and you're just feeling blah, go talk to somebody, call somebody. I promise you, it'll change your mindset. It'll change your thinking about the business. Or go out and wrap somebody and saying, hey, come over, let me wrap you. I'd love to get this product on you. Share what you're using, share what you love, and just ask, you guys. Like Taylor was saying, just getting them on the phone is so crucial. Yes, I have. And I don't treat them any differently than a girl, ever. I treat the guys and the girls the exact same way. And I just say, you can work this business how you want to work this business. But what's funny is guys are not afraid to talk to girls or guys. And girls are generally afraid to talk to guys. And so I just tell them, I say, reach out to who you know. And a lot of guys, they will say, that they like to reach out to guys and say, hey, would your wife be interested in this? Has your wife ever heard of this? So utilizing that kind of route as well. But the guys and girls, I treat them the exact same. Any guy or girl can be successful in this business. It's just up to them and utilizing the resources, the training, the tools that they have. And they can do it just as much as girls can.
Absolutely. It's fun having guys. I know Nicole has a couple of guys on her team. It's fun having guys. It changes things up, and it's cool too, because I know one of the guys that is really active in Nicole's downline. It's really cool to hear from a different perspective, because I feel like females kind of think the same way when it comes to the business. And then hearing from a guy, it's pretty cool. It's interesting. Does anyone have any other questions or anything? You can also unmute yourself if you don't want to type it in the chat. None? Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for getting on. Thank you, Allie, for doing this for us. Yeah, Allie, go ahead and get me the recording.
I have a question.
Okay, perfect.
So, I know the answer to what she's going to say, but I'm going to ask just because I want other people to mainly know the question or answer or whatever. How long do you follow up with somebody before you, I guess, not give up on them, but stop following up with them?
So I follow up with them, you guys, until they either A, sign as a loyal customer or a distributor, or B, they block me. Because there's something for everyone. There is. And guess what, you guys? I've never been blocked by a potential. They just don't respond to me. So, that being said, continue to follow up. Continue to follow up, because you never know what's going to be the right time. I have followed up with people for a whole entire year, and then they finally say yes. And it's just, you don't know. It's timing. It's timing, you guys, whether it's finances, whether it's life, whether they're in a better place, whether they're ready. You never know what it is. So never stop following up, because the last person they hear about with It Works or see, they're going to sign with, and you want that to be you. So never, ever, ever stop following up. And I typically have a 3-step follow-up process at the beginning. Is I'll follow up, or I'll send a message during the week. So if I say, hey, Taylor, I'm looking for, new product testers to help build my portfolio. Would you be interested in helping me? And she doesn't say anything. Then I'll come to Friday as, hey, Taylor, I'm putting in some orders today. I don't know if it was your payday. Would you be interested in getting started? And then if she doesn't say anything, I'll wait till Sunday. Quit. You need to quit. And then I'll wait till Sunday night, and I'll say, hey, Taylor, hope you had a good weekend. I don't mean to bother you, but I just, I saw you were interested, and I want to shoot you a message. And then I'll wait about a week if she hasn't said anything. Hey, you need to stop. Go see your dad. Go see your dad. Then quit. You're not going to play with your friends today if you don't stop. Can you ground a 3-year-old? And then so then I'll constantly be saying, hey, hope you had a great weekend. Hey, I'm putting some orders in. Be very, very urgent when sending your messages. And I always say 1 to 2 sentences, and then end with a question. So then that way they can have a reason to respond. Amanda said, so is there any specific person? Nixon, quit. So is there any specific person you look for when adding someone new on Facebook? No, I add everyone. I do. I add everyone, friends of friends, mutual friends, interested. I add anyone. I don't prejudge anyone. Hold on, guys. Just a second. Go. What are you doing?
So I'm actually going to, okay, never mind. You're back.
And so I always add everyone. And then Whitney said, I follow up every week, and a half, 2 months, and every other week until I decide someone I've been talking about. She was, yeah, Winnie, absolutely. So never, ever, ever stop following up. Keep them on your list, you guys, always, until they either say no, it just means not right now. So wait till a promotion maybe to message them. Maybe wait till the new year to message them again. Say, hey, I know you didn't really want to do it last summer, Taylor, but I can't stop thinking about how good you'd be at what I do. You know, do you want to give us another shot? What do you think? Have you ever thought about it again? What about when they read your message and don't reply after showing interest? And even when you message them, we just saying, hey, how's your day? That happens all the time. All the time. Keep messaging them. Keep going. Because you never know when the timing again is going to be right. I always message. Even if I say, hey, how's it going? How's your day? And they don't say anything, I'll wait about a week and I'll just say, hey, I've been thinking about you. Sometimes I'll wait a month if they just keep reading it or whatever, but continuing to spark interest with them. Spark interest. So, you know, post, if they were interested in hair, skin, and nails, keep posting before and after pictures. If they were interested in wraps, keep posting keep posting what they were interested in. I still follow up how I would if they responded, especially if they showed interest in earlier time for me to last year. But always, yeah, exactly. I love that. What do you say to people that you're adding on Facebook and they say, do I know you or what? Oh, yes. Of course, that's a good one. I love when people get that, when I get that, because I'm always like, no, but I saw that you had a 3-year-old boy, and so do I, and kids are crazy, but I thought we could connect. Or I saw that you were, you like this page or whatever, and I'm on that page too. Or I saw that you were friends with Taylor Alton, and I'm friends with her too, and I'm looking for new friends. Or, yeah, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I saw that you're a stay-at-home mom too, and I thought we could connect. Or, oh, I saw both our husbands were in construction, or whatever it is. Find something to be able to relate to them and say, or, yeah, I came across because however you came across their page, they're going to want to know if they ask you, how do I know you? And so I think I've gotten like 3 do I know yous this year. And I haven't gotten a lot, but I've gotten 3. And every single one of them, they're like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to connect with you. And that's it. Like super, I saw you on a person. I always think of like person, place, thing, like think of something of how you know them. And then I always say I love making new friends and talking to people. Yeah, I always say I'm looking to connect with new people. I'm looking to connect with new friends. Like I'm looking to connect with people in your area, or I'm looking for, like when I add people out of state, you guys, I always say, oh, I'm just really trying to, I really want to visit Colorado. And so I'm trying to visit, just get creative. Think of something. I mean, I promise you, then they won't think it's just like a random ad.
So the one thing that I was going to say, well, first off, make sure that you are not adding friends of other distributors. You do not want to add any mutual friend that has a distributor. So please look at mutual friends because you never know if they're already a customer, if they're an old distributor, or even if they're a family friend or a family member or a sister or brother. It's so funny because my sister and my best friends get contacted all the time and they're like, nope, sorry. Like, it's so funny. So just make sure that you're not adding, when you are adding random people, make sure that they are not friends with any distributor. It doesn't matter who they are, no distributors. The other thing I was going to say though, is that I do the same thing as Ali, as I never prejudge anyone because you never know who is going to really need this business or the opportunity. It doesn't matter what their looks were or what their looks are, what they do for work, how many kids or anything. Like none of that matters because you never know what could really change someone or what like they're needing. And then the other thing I was going to say is I actually have been looking for things that I can relate to with them when I am going to find different people. I have a giant wolf Malamute dog, and so I have been searching for people that also have a Malamute or a wolf. Also Huskies too, just because they're the same whatever. And so I can relate to that with people. And it's so funny because I have a couple of people on my Instagram and they have Huskies and we just die over each other's dogs. Every time I see a picture of them, of their dog, I'm always like, oh my God. And then they like love that I like freak out about it too, because they feel the same way. People just freak out about Huskies. It's a weird thing. But also, like when you are finding people, look for something that, and I know Kendra does that with her dog Kush too, because she has a pit bull, and so she can relate to people on that subject. And so if you do feel like, oh my gosh, I don't want to just add random people, then think about the things that you're interested in, whether it's being a mom or not being a mom. having a dog or having a cat, like what Ali said, kids, dogs, families, vacation places. Being vegan is such a huge thing too, because people they cling to that. They're like, oh my God, you're vegan. That's so cool. When you do find that common interest, it will help you start up a conversation. I know I said this recently, but it was funny because I added this one girl on Facebook, and I actually added her because her wedding photos were stunning. They were so beautiful, and I was blown away. And so I added her, and she accepted it basically right away. And then I think I waited a day later, and I messaged her, and I was like, hey, and I actually messaged her this, but I was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I added you because I saw that your wedding photos were so beautiful, and I didn't want you to think that I was some weirdo. And she thought it was so funny. She's like, oh my gosh, no, but thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. Well, we ended up talking, and come to find out, we were kind of just going through the same stuff, but mine was right now and hers was 5 years ago. And it was so crazy because we were able to relate with that. And our conversation was going on forever. And it was so cool because who would have known that I would have had so much in common with this just random person that I literally just added the day before. So don't ever prejudge anyone, because you really never know where it could come from. Does anyone else have any other questions? No? Okay. Well, thank you guys again for getting on, and thank you, Ali. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I'm so excited that you guys got on, because it's so true. How you end the month and also how you end the year is how you're going to start. Allie's excited about that one, Leslie. But how you end the month and the year is how you're going to start your new month and the new year too. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful day and night if I don't talk to you guys soon. So yeah, I will chat with you guys later. Thank you guys.
Bye guys.